Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is I, the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chisel Adonis. But of course, you already knew that. And to my right, your left, he's a serial entrepreneur, Filipino Prince, Tycoon. Renee Lacotte, and we are Assiduous with once again a magnificent episode coming your way. We're doing amazing. But I'll tell you somebody who's not doing so well. Indians. I don't know if you saw on Twitter, they are having a terrible time right now.
So here's my thing. I don't even think it's Indians. I think it's one guy who's like leading the Indian movement.
No, there is one account who just has nothing but Indian hate.
The Barry Stanton guy.
He's
shitting on Indians. He's literally shitting on Indians by himself. Literally, he's like, there was one of them, he's like, yo, one white guy could beat at least 5 Indians in a fight.
I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know what provoked it. But I will say this much. I think the past 12 months have been the worst PR on the planet for Indians. And it doesn't seem as if nobody's fighting back on their behalf.
There was another, bro, like, it's so crazy. I mean, I think they're trying. It's just, so here's the thing. Like, I know, so when I think of Indians, there's two, like, levels. There's, like, you get, like, the Vivek Ramaswamy, like super high achiever, like doctor, surgeon, like businessman, Indian. And then you get like the Indians in India that are like
call centers.
Yep. Yeah, show vagine.
Yeah.
Please show vagine.
It's like either high achiever or like the worst of society, which I think across a lot of different races that happens. But I think with Indians, you don't, unfortunately.
There was one where like they're like shitting like on the ground. It was like, and it was talking about like, you guys are making fun of Indians, but it's like, are you able to just take a shit wherever you want? It's like he's taking a shit in the middle of like a car dealership.
It's wild, man. It's wild. Even with like, unfortunately, with the street food, like the Goop Scoop has taken the internet by storm.
I seen that. There was one. It was a traveling food critic tries
from Mexico. The Mexican they
tries
came
Indian
up.
street food and like it goes wrong, and like he tried it, I guess, and like he just fucking
within 2 hours. You would have thought they shat out their intestine and started peeing out, glucose or whatever the case. It was bad.
So why do you think? I think culturally, they just have like dirt people. It sounds wild.
Damn, that's brutal.
Like
dirt people, crazy. Is crazy.
No, so
it wasn't neuralizing. Nah, that never happened.
So, for example, in the Philippines, like there's like dirt people also. Like they live like in the dirt. They live like they just live in the dirt like that, bro.
There's no other way to explain it outside of just dirt people.
Dirt people, like, how they made it out the mud? Like, some people are just still in the mud.
Well, yeah, people in the mud. Hey, there's the mud people over there.
Get
a load of those mud people over there.
You think dirt people is crazier than mud people?
That's wild.
In the comments, is dirt people or mud people crazier? Because I feel like they're both, like, bad.
I mean, but dirt people is wild. Dirt people is wild. You're a worm. But I will say this, man. I think the street food video is probably the most repulsing thing I've ever saw in my life. Like I see the dude scooping it up with his hand. His
fucking turned that
elbow was he went fully in, scooped out the soup, the Goop Scoop, put it inside of a bowl, then took the same hand, grabbed a bunch of, like a handful of rice, dumped it on top, so it's like some sort of rice stew, and then took money, like $1, with the same hand, put it in his pocket, handed it to his, associate, then started the same process. No washing of the same hand.
So
none whatsoever. Like all of the sweat, and nobody looked like they showered. So it's crazy to me. And they had 100 people down the block. I'm like, I don't think food is that scarce to where this is what your only option just so happens to be. But I don't know the economy over there, but that was crazy to watch.
So that's what I mean. India is a booming economy. India has is like a rising nation as far as economic wise, right?
Shit, with all them call centers, I would hope so.
But what's crazy is like it's just like they're like culturally, it's like one of those things where it's like show bub, show vagine, like hello sir, like it's like a weird type thing. Like I wouldn't. That's crazy. I don't know how to.
Yeah, I'd have to go to like the Patrice Rada. Ebil dabble. That's all I know.
Yeah, don't. Yeah,
that's all I
can't
know.
even do that. So yeah, it's like that. That's what I mean. I think you get two things. You get like these like people that like, because you know, if you look at the people who make the most money in America, you know who it is?
Indians.
Indians.
Yeah. Indians.
They're
Asians.
the highest earners in America.
Indians. Asians.
Indians, yeah, that's what boosts the Asian thing. It's like Indians, then Filipinos, then like.
Oh,
like,
well, probably because with the Indian and Asian, isn't it? It's like fused together when you take a look at.
Yeah, so
like
like technically
statistically,
Asians
so
are the highest earners
because
Indians are all
Asian.
doctors and engineers.
Or
Like they have
Asians,
all the
Indian.
prestigious
no,
jobs.
Indians are Asian. Yeah, because like
So
Southeast Asian.
it's very very interesting. And then Filipinos
Yeah.
are high on the list. They're like 2 or 3 because they're all like nurses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but because of that, it drives it up. So it's so weird that you get like when you look at like. When you see like people making fun of Indians on Twitter, it's like fucking
bad promotion. It's bad promotion.
I don't think it's bad promotion. I think it's like the other parts of the culture like that they like. So here's the
Bad
thing.
promotion.
People, no, but people will look at the worst parts of the culture.
Bad
right?
promotion.
Like when like if you were to do it with every race, right?
Yep.
You take like white people. You're like white people are racist. It's like white people are not racist. There's lots of white people that are good people.
Yep.
But you just say all white. You take the worst parts. They're racist, right? And you put all white people in that racist category. You take like black people. You're like, oh, they're thugs. They shoot people. You're taking the worst people of that category. It just so happens that the worst people in the Indian category are fucking just shitting on the street and like.
But the problem is and this is why I say it's bad promotion because of course with propaganda or with media, whoever controls media, you can always push out, Jews who can push out. What the narrative
go
you
there
want
on
to
this
push.
one.
Well,
we
can get
we're
there
on
down the
YouTube.
line. Hey,
That's
this is the canceled episode.
Yeah,
but
we're
truly,
gonna this is gonna scream on fucking Rumble or some
hey,
shit,
bro.
bro.
You gotta do. We're live from Tubi, but it has to be a situation where I think promotion of the race and the culture and the narrative you want to push forward, that's where it comes down to. Because when you have like the bottom feeders of each particular kind of race or society that always gets the most promotion, naturally the narrative will be like, hey, this is the representation of the people. And that's where I think those who are at the top, you almost have to transform the minds of people. But then it gets to a point
hard.
where, for one, it's very difficult because after you done made it out the mud, as you would say, after you done made it out the mud, do you want to be in a position where you constantly have to be the one who's the face to go and change the narrative? It's taxing.
Yo, being the face
you just
of
wanna
Indians
live your
is
life.
crazy.
Right, you just want to live your life and do what you have to do.
It's like
unfortunately, if you don't have people who are constantly trying to push forward, like, hey, listen, this ain't us, this ain't what it is. Because on Twitter, it's crazy. It's like every single day you see something wild about Indians.
But so I'm saying it's like it's the worst of every culture because their worst is because it's like the worst of every race is always somewhat like it feels evil, right? Like if you look at every race, like it's like, oh, this is a bad person.
Yeah, it's like a beacon of degeneracy. It's wild. It's absolutely wild.
But like with Indians, they're not even necessarily bad. It's just like almost like repulsive in a way. So it's like you're taking the worst of something, which is different from the worst of everything else, right? But you're categorizing everyone in that box. Which
But
is
and I also think what also has fucked them over as well is for the past 12 months where it's been like you haven't been able to see anything that's positive that's pushed out, because I'm not denying that there's positivity that's happening over there. As you stated, the economy booming.
Economy's booming, yeah.
But for whatever reason, I don't know if they're just not spending on ads, if people aren't putting money towards like promotion or something. But you've got to try to flip the narrative. At least drop some history, because I could use my with my culture, right, coming from Haiti, where if you remember a couple of years back where it's like, man, this is like a shithole country.
Well, they're talking about
nothing's
cannibals.
going on right. Cannibals. And people was biting into each other and everything. But the what was able to flip the narrative there was, okay, all right, cool. This stuff is happening. Not denying that. Let's drop some history on it where, unfortunately, people were taken advantage of. Subjugation of the people. The French coming in. The U.S. coming into corruption. Assassination of the president. Well, naturally, you're able to get that sympathy that comes back. And like, you know what? We feel bad. Not to say that, okay, that just drowns out the noise of like the bottom feeders of the country. That's still prevalent. But when you can try to counteract that with something else that's going on in the country, you can try to shift the narrative. I think from what I've seen, it could be out there, but I haven't seen it yet. With the Indians, unfortunately, it has not been the case.
No, they had the Indians. It was like the richest billionaire in India. They had a month-long wedding.
Okay.
Did you see anything about that?
Long. No, I have not.
So yeah, and they had like a month-long wedding.
Something that's out there.
And they had fucking Rihanna perform.
Oh, I did see that. Yes, I did see that.
fucking like Justin Bieber or something was there.
Yeah, they
He
started paying an
performed.
absurd amount of money to have them people go out there.
Mark
Right.
Zuckerberg pulled up, Jeff Bezos pulled up. Like they pulled up to this month-long wedding in India of the richest person in India. So that's like good stuff. But again, people spun that because they saw Rihanna doing it. They're like, imagine Rihanna singing for these Indians.
Yeah, because she can't even. She's not even producing an album for her people. But hey, you out here singing at a wedding, which I can't hold you. Go get your bread. Go get
She
your bread.
she probably got a stack for that. But yeah, bro,
Yeah,
it's
you
like
know they paid up. You know
it's like one of those things where it's like I think people just take the bad will always outweigh the good. So no matter when you look at someone, no matter what it is, they're always gonna take the bad from something over the good. Because people can have fun with bad. Because I'm not gonna lie, like I see all this stuff, I fucking die. I like
Some
laugh.
of the funniest shit you'll ever see is
It's
the most negative stuff in the world.
so fucking funny.
Right, right.
But also, it sucks, bro. It sucks. So
Yeah. But I think that's the beautiful thing about humor, where you can try to make light of a situation, which I think, especially in this current generation, there's a misconception, I think, as it pertains to humor, because people take a lot of things personal, which I can understand. But I think when humor's done the right way, you laugh about something and you move on with the rest of your life. You're not trying to internalize this. You say a joke and you move on. Because if you think about it, with your boys, with your girls, with whoever it is that you're joking with, you can make jokes. It can derive from something that's based in truth. But more often than not, you say your joke, you move on. You're not even thinking about that shit. But when you get to a point where it's like, hey, I feel like I'm getting personal attacked. Now you hold on to that. Now it doesn't make stuff as funny as it was before. Not to say that you should, blatantly try to go and make fun of somebody, with malicious and nefarious intent. But it should just be, hey, you make your joke, you move on. That's the end of it there. But I don't know. I kind of feel for them, because every single day for 12 straight months, they just straight up getting attacked. Like I opened up Twitter for the very first time
I have the
today.
account right here, actually.
First tweet that I saw was, hey, where did this come from, that Indians stink so much? Somebody replied and said, well, it's based in facts. I'm like, God damn. Joy had like 8 million impressions. I'm like, where is this coming from? Who started this? Fight back. Get out the damn corner. Say something. If I was Indian, first thing I would have messed around and did is, whoever got the best cologne, best fragrance, best perfume out of India, I would have probably did a $10 million ad campaign. Fuck if you got the money or not. We pushing forward, the positivity that we got to combat what the hell's going on. Because I know social media is not a real place, but this is getting ridiculous now.
This one is so funny. So there's like an Indian person that like either ignore this Barry Stanton shit to the extreme that it saturates itself, or just outrage it. So like someone takes action against it. And his response is, you are literally called Pooja.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
This guy is fucking...
He's legit a one-man army right now against
literally
the entire country.
He drops like fucking 30 or 40 or 50 tweets a day just saying some stupid
and what's
fucking...
crazy is you would assume somebody who doing that, you got to go on like Indeed.com. Go get a job, fam. Like, how he got all day? He
got the Indians fucking... He posted the video of an Indian who's shitting in a trash can in an airport.
My God. So, how is he finding all this? It's I don't know, fam. It's weird. It's weird. That dude is all day.
Indian
all
igloo
day.
and igpoo.
Yeah, this is crazy. It's crazy. That dude all day, just same shit. He's just looking for stuff, going out of his way. And how much followers does he have now?
Bro, he has 24,000 posts, 175,000 followers.
Dude, I promise you. Bro, 6 months ago, he probably had like maybe 10K or something.
You know what it is? He's probably making money just fucking...
Oh, without question, because you monetize on X.
Yeah, like it's harder, but like I guarantee he's probably making a couple grand just like... Because he's getting at like every post is getting like 100, 200, 300,000 impressions.
Yeah.
Some are even getting like millions. So if he's posting like I've been scrolling he posts like at least 100 times a day. 100 times a day.
If you took a look at his resume, it's like, hey, what do you do for a living? Shit on Indians, and then
because he's like
it's profitable.
And he just literally fucking just posting all of this stupid shit, and it goes viral because it's like oh my God, like it's like an Indian dude humping an advertisement.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like he's literally just humming, and he's like, yeah, it's wild that like I look at this. the guy is.
Oh my God! He's like, hey, send me that video.
Send me that.
Send me that video, and also the location of that advertisement. I'd like to, relive and.
This is so crazy.
Dude, that's wild, man. That's
what
wild.
What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, it's all day. I promise you probably just made it to like 4 a.m. today. And right now it's like, what, 11?
I mean, bro, I'm still
it's
scrolling.
Crazy. It's crazy, man. He built a whole platform on hating on Indians. And it's profitable. Like, if you can't tell me there ain't no way to make money, I don't know what to tell you, man. This is what he does for a living.
What the fuck? This one got
Hates on
fucking
Indians.
700,000 impressions. He goes, 18 hours ago, if India sent 1 million people to every country on Earth, there would still be about 1.2 billion of them left in India.
Oh, yeah, they got a lot of people over there.
What the hell is going on, bro?
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Anyways, yeah, fucking, honestly, this dude is so out of pocket. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's all day, every day, just posting. And his whole account dedicated.
I think he's posting at least 200 times a day. Now that I look at it, bro.
Probably. Like, legit, I saw the same account, and I did like a 4-minute, like, scroll, and I'm going. I'm like, yo, it's still today.
So
it's
24 hours right here, look.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's incredible.
He's got to be posting 100 or 200 times a day, bro. Insane.
It's wild. It's wild. Like, he's built a whole career on just, well, maybe not so much career. Maybe like a hustle. He built a hustle,
side
on
hustle.
Just hating on Indians, man. All I got to say is to Indian folk, fight back. Don't lay down and take this quietly. Fight back, because it's bad. I ain't never seen the internet. The internet is united.
Let's fight back in a non-violent way. Let's not incite a riot.
Oh, wait. I mean, yeah, figuratively, not literally.
But yeah, it's bad.
Not literally. But
Did you see this? John Jones is wild, and this is as of today. He commented on Tom Aspinall's post. He goes, "This dude literally has my large black cock in his mouth every week. I absolutely guarantee he will not win more world championships than me. That's truly all that matters at the end of the day. There's been many champions, no one like me. I sleep good at night."
That is true.
He's losing it.
Yeah, he's ready to go. I think this still be his last fight. Adesanya fought, lost.
How you feel about that one? You see that one? How'd you feel about that?
Yeah, I think because remember when we talked about going into this fight for him, I thought maybe at best he's got like 2, maybe 3 more fights in him. I think this could be it for him, and I can't take anything away from him.
Colonizer won, bro. Colonizer won.
Yeah, because he called this shot. He wanted to have this happen. He got the matchup he wanted, and he lost.
He was winning too.
He was, and then
I don't know if he gassed or what happened, but like he got choked. Yeah, he got caught, choked out.
Yeah, I think he can bounce back. It's just a matter of like, do you still? Because in the fight game, and it's very difficult to like constantly have to get up for a certain thing. And I think for him, he's accomplished so much. Like, what are you chasing now?
It's hard. Like, yeah, once.
What are you
unless
chasing
you have
now?
like the only people that really last like that, like John Jones, who's like a sicko who wants to fucking hurt people.
Something's got to be missing. Like, you got to have something else that's driving you.
Like if you get up to do it so you can hurt people, like feel that need to hurt people. Then it's like you're gonna be able to do it. But like with Adesanya, I don't think he's like, yo, I've proved everything I need to prove. Like he doesn't have that dog in him anymore. Because even when I watch him fight, like he used to stand there and just trade with people. Now he doesn't really do that. He'll like hit you a little bit.
Yep.
He's
trying to
like
scientifically.
He's going like the Mayweather
right,
yeah.
and then just win by decision.
Exactly.
Okay? And if I have an opening that I can go and take, I'll take it. But I'm not trying to create that opening per se.
Because before he used to like stand there and like if people would throw back, he's exchanging with them.
Yeah.
He doesn't really do that no more. So
yeah, because I think at this point, especially when you get to the point where you don't have anything left to prove, you're already a bona fide Hall of Famer. It's there for the taking for you. It's like, all right, well, what do you do now? He's culturally, in the meat. Like if he were to retire today, his name will still be able to carry him on after he's already done.
I look at it like he's kind of like, I don't know, he's kind of like the KD of MMA. That's the way I look at it. Because KD, I don't think KD wins another chip.
I doubt it.
Yeah, but like he won his chip with the Warriors. His 2 with the Warriors, right? 2?
2 with the Warriors.
Won his 2 with the Warriors.
1-2.
He's like, I have nothing left to prove, but it's like, But yeah, so he got a championship. It's on his record. He has nothing left to prove. He doesn't really want it.
What with KD, and I think from I don't want to say, because it's a little bit different to compare him there, but I think he's amongst like because KD's like the living legend still in the game. His name rings as much as like the LeBron and the Steph Curry, although when you look at like the accomplishments, it's maybe not as well respected. I think Adesanya carries that respect, but overall, I think this could be it for him, and I can't take anything away from him. You know, he's had a very accomplished career, so it's good for him.
Changing of the guard.
Yeah, it is indeed a changing of the guard, and it happens for everybody. Not everybody gets to go out the way that they would like. Not everybody gets to roll right out to the sunset, you know, with nothing but victories and going out on their own terms. It doesn't happen.
I think everyone wants like a perfect, like, because I know for me, when I retire, I want like something I want to do something epic before I go out. So, you know, it's like it just really depends on how people want to go out. He should have retired there, but I think it's because you knocked that dude out. Like you feel like you have so much more. Like
but then I think that's kind of where you run into do you want to be somebody who goes out on top? So you can have like that kind of mystique of, yo, he's still got a whole lot left in the tank, because now that leaves the thought in the mind of the populace, like, yo, you can still go. Like when Michael Jordan retired, when he was a Chicago Bull, his last shot was to win the 6th championship. Had he never come back to play as the Wizards, I think the narrative would have never, changed about him. Even though still his career was so strong with Chicago to where people almost forget the fact that Washington even exists. Peyton Manning, although I think had he won in 2013 and retired, everybody would be like, man, he still had so much that was left in the tank. You kind of want to be able to walk out as the champion and walk out with so much, left to be desired from the people that they're like, man, I want to see this guy come back. But hey, I hung up the gloves or put down. So, I think for him, if he walked out after he had won that fight, then.
So I think there's certain people where they just don't want to leave it, right?
Yeah.
You look at like a Tom Brady.
Silva.
Anderson Silva, but like look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady, that dude still wants to play football.
Oh yeah.
If you like say, hey, fuck it, just play football, he will play football again. Same with Mayweather. That dude still wants to box. He had an exhibition fight like this week
against Gotti. I think he just fought against Gotti again.
So
and I didn't see. I saw he had they exchanged the referee.
Yeah,
situation
mid fight, he's like, get this referee out, get a new one.
Yeah.
But like some people like. Mayweather doesn't box for money anymore. He's boxing because he just fucking loves that shit so much. He doesn't want to do anything else. Same with Tom Brady. You tell him, yo, football. He's like, I'm gonna go play football.
Yeah, because he's doing a CBS. I think it's CBS where he's doing like commentating and everything.
That was Fox.
He's talked about. Oh yeah, it's Fox.
Fox. He got a
he
fat
took
contract.
it was like $300 million. He took a Greg Olson spot who was doing a great job. Yeah. But with Brady, whenever you listen to him in like interviews, I think he talked about it like Fanatic Facts, where he was like, hey, he's not opposed to messing around and coming back, and I think he has a stake in Las Vegas. I can't remember if it had gone through or not, but they have a quarterback kind of dilemma situation. So say if they're in a position to where they're able to compete midway through the season and now there's a question mark at quarterback, there's no doubt in my mind, if you're able to plant the seed in Brady's mind, like, hey, you can mess around and make a comeback, he will come out of retire because he just doesn't know how to let that go. Because consider, you've been doing this since 94. He's been playing football professionally since 2000. So this is kind of all you know. And and I think this is like the athlete's journey. What scratches that itch, like that opportunity to compete at the highest level? Once you leave the game, what can replace that?
When you saw Kobe do it, he won an Oscar.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So with Kobe, he found other things like that. He won an Oscar. He started coaching. He started like doing a few different things where like his competitive itch was scratched. I think with all these guys, they had to find it afterwards. Because Michael Jordan, he didn't really do it. He just went to gambling. Because I don't think Michael Jordan's thing, I don't think his drug was competition. I think his drug was winning.
Yeah.
So that's why he got addicted. That's why he got addicted to gambling. Because he's like that feeling of winning to him is like he's going to chase that.
Because some people just want to be able to compete, and then other people is like, no, I want to compete so I can win. Yeah. Like, of course, you want to be able to win, but then you look at it like, hey, I want to be able to give my best. Know somebody gave me their best, and at the end of the day, even if I lost, I know you got the best of me. I got the best of you. Other people, like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I just want to crush you, and as long as I win, we good. And if Jordan. I don't win, fuck this. Let's do this again. Let's run it back. Let's do it again. So it always varies, I guess. But I look at people like like with Jordan, he went out on his terms, hence why he still had that feeling. With Brady, had Tampa still been very competitive, I think he would have probably came back.
Yeah.
So it always, as long as you have a chance to win, then you come back. But when you see, my team won't be able to compete, okay, I'll leave. But then you didn't leave on the terms that you wanted to. So you're going to want to make a comeback.
Right.
So it's always going to be interesting.
I mean, the NFL season's coming back. Shit, it's not too late for him to jump on that.
That is true. That is true.
So football's probably the sport where I know the least about. I know there's a couple things I know about football. I know the Chiefs are good.
Yep. Two-time champions, first time since.
I know Aaron Rodgers is coming back.
Yeah, he's going to be healthy. Hopefully, we'll see.
Hey man, the ayahuasca is going to help him see we already see 3 dimensions. It's going to help him see 4 dimensions, and he's going to fucking throw the ball through space and time to the receiver in the end zone.
We'll have to see how that plays out because he is playing. Hopefully this time around it's longer than 75 seconds. It's like you lost your virginity before.
You think the Jets win their division?
Funny enough, no. I think they're going to
be the Bills, right?
I think it's going to be shades of 2008 when they had Brett Favre, where you start strong and then you collapse late. So my prediction is they come out the gate very, very strong, and then as the season progresses, that's when the age and the fatigue starts to show its head. Because I love Aaron Rodgers. I really want to cheer for him to do well, but it's just something tells me that they're going to collapse late in the year, and this will be his final season. He's going to retire because I don't envision a circumstance where they're going to get it done. You know, I'd hope that they're able to compete, but I just don't see that happening.
So who do you think wins this year?
Well, funny enough, I don't see Kansas City going and repeating because we've not had a 3-time in a row Super Bowl champion ever. Like, nobody's won 3 straight titles.
So if Patty Mahomes does that, he's the GOAT?
Funny enough, he would now only be behind Brady because I have him number 3 behind Brady and Montana. If he were to win 3 in a row, now he's in the position that Peyton Manning was kind of in. But he's leapfrogged Manning to where you may not have as much championships as Brady, but you take a look at the accomplishments like, hey, this guy is something different. Like if he walked away from the game, you have an actual argument that he could be the greatest of all time because of what you've been able to accomplish.
So last year they said that there was no way they were going to repeat, and they repeated, right?
And they repeated. And what's crazy about it was their team last year had a much rockier journey than the year prior, and they led the league in drops, which is crazy to have dropped the football the most collectively as a team. I think they had like 42 drops, and they still went and won the Super Bowl. And the manner and how they did it, they earned it all the way through. So they're one of those teams where it doesn't the regular season don't matter. It's like Deontay Wilder, where it's like, hey, you know, the whole fight, that's all well and good. But if he lands one time, fight's done. Yep. So like with the Chiefs, it's like, hey, whole regular season doesn't matter. Wherever they are on the ticket, if they make it to the playoffs, or I should say when, because they've always made it in Patrick Mahomes' career, now you got to see them because they truly have the championship acumen. So there's certain teams where, especially with somebody like Patrick, you're always
Who do you think wins it?
But overall, I think this is where it's kind of difficult. This is where it's kind of difficult because
the reason I'm asking because I'm gonna throw some parlays, you know, some early like parlays. I was listening to people. The reason I bring up the Jets because I was like looking at one. Like if you get the Jets to win their division, it's like plus 500, meaning I could make some money there.
Yeah, there's a lot of money that can be made this season because I think a lot of what happened last year won't carry over. Like, for example, San Francisco, there's almost a guaranteed bet where Christian McCaffrey is going to score a touchdown. Like, there came a point where this guy scored like 17 weeks straight, missed 1 week for the first time in forever. I think he just had broke or tied the record for the most consecutive games with a touchdown, then went on another streak where he scored.
The thing about running backs, it's like it's so scary if they get injured or not. Like running backs are like the most injury prone. Like fucking.
Yeah, because they take I think outside of like linemen, the running backs take the hardest toll, and unfortunately, they're paid the least.
And then Christian McCaffrey, I know he's like he was built, engineered for this, but also still a little bit like scary. Like I don't know. Like how old is he right now?
It's a heavy workload. I think McCaffrey came in 2017. I think he's got to be like 28, 29, 27 at the youngest.
I know how my body feels, bro. If I'm getting beat up like that week after week, I'm done. So
yeah, I know he's going through, but I think there's a lot of different bets that you can put. I think that there could be a high bet with Chicago winning their division. I actually predict that they'll mess around and get it done because I think things are going to fluctuate. Like
Who's the
Detroit
quarterback
last
right
year
now?
was Caleb Williams? Is that his last name? Caleb Williams? I think it's Caleb Williams. But he played for the USC Trojan, and then he came out. Is that the last name, Caleb Williams? I think it's Williams. But he's going to be like that lightning in the bottle kind of stuff. But ultimately, I think Chicago can go and win their division. I think Jacksonville will shock the AFC South. They'll win their division. Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals, they'll probably go and win their division. Pittsburgh, I don't want to be a homer and have any sort of bias. Man, they're going to go to the Super Bowl. I don't want to have that happen. I'm kind of undecided on who I think will win the Super Bowl, but I just think it is going to be somebody's going to win it, outside of the Kansas City Chiefs, because I just don't think we're going to have three times. Because I would love to see it happen, but I just don't envision a circumstance where it happens.
So I'm just a fan of greatness. I like seeing greatness happen. If they
too.
make it towards that in the Super Bowl, I will be rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs despite all the
funny
people
enough,
because people hate to see people continue to win.
Right.
I'm the opposite. If I see someone like, yo, you can be great, you pull this off, I'm going to be fucking...
That's why now, after Brady's retired, everybody's come to love him. It's almost the same thing that's going to happen with LeBron when he retires. Same thing happened with Golden State.
Yeah.
People got so tired of seeing LeBron in the championship. When Golden State was starting to ascend, everybody fucking loved them. And then it got to a point where it's like, yo, these motherfuckers been to the finals 5 straight times. Then when they wanted to get, I'm kind of tired of going, man, fuck these guys.
This is
so
the same,
once you have that continued greatness, people naturally go and they hate on you. So if Pittsburgh doesn't mess around and make it, then I will say, hey, Kansas City, go do the damn thing. I would love to see, Philadelphia go and compete, but I just don't see that happening. Dallas, I think, every single year it's always
they're cursed. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So
they're gonna miss. I think they're gonna miss the playoffs this year.
What's crazy is the Dallas Cowboys are the most valuable sports franchise on the planet Earth.
Yep.
I was like, the Dallas fucking Cowboys?
Mm-hmm. They marketed themselves like Jerry Jones, a fucking genius.
What's ridiculous about it? Because I'm thinking like, oh no, it's got to be a basketball team because that's international. It's got to be a soccer team, right? I'm thinking like, oh, it's got to be like Real Madrid or fucking like the Lakers, right? It's fucking the Dallas Cowboys, a sport only in America.
Yeah.
Champions of what?
Yeah.
The United States?
Yeah, and still, like, the amount of money they've been able to generate, because, for one, everything bigger in Texas.
It's the TV rights, bro.
They were able to, because they're always on, like, not prime, it's like the pseudo prime time slot, so like the 4 o'clock game on the East Coast.
Well,
they've been able to leverage and make that happen.
It's fucking...
The Star, so it's very recognizable. The cheerleaders, I don't think anybody has, like, cheerleaders like Dallas does, because they had their own reality show for their cheerleaders. They had a reality show for their great market. Like Jerry Jones done an amazing job of increasing the value of that franchise. So they've done a hell of a job. But I do think that they're cursed because he sold his soul. Because I think when he in the 90s, they had won a couple of Super Bowls with Jimmy Johnson. And then there was like a power struggle between Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson. They brought in Barry Switzer. And then I think that Jerry Jones had said it on an interview maybe a couple of years ago. He's like, he made a deal with the devil. Like, hey, if you get me one more Super Bowl, I'll stop asking. They won the other Super Bowl. And now, 28 years later, he's like, I'd love to have another one, but you already cut your deal. Yeah. So the probability of him messing around and getting one, who knows? So we'll see. But, boy, Dallas, I see them collapsing this year and having a very tough season where they lose those 50-50 games. Right. And it's not to just, prey on their downfall. It's just that this happens year after year where you'll have a team that's very capable, but things don't go their way. Like, imagine if you're watching like with the Lakers in their series against the Nuggets. You lose by 2 buzzer beaters. You had a double-digit lead every single game of the series, and you lost. Things just ain't go your way. It doesn't mean that, hey, the better team won despite, the fact that you lost, but there's sometimes where things just don't go your way.
100%.
And I think that's going to happen for them this season. I think that's going to happen for them this season.
I think no matter what, every season, it's so funny because, like, everyone, like, is super, like, gung-ho. Cowboys. End of the season. It's like first round of the playoffs. Let's say they make the playoffs.
Yeah.
first round they're bounced, and then they're like, fuck.
And that happened last year. But
Yeah,
they
exactly.
played against Green Bay.
Every single time they'll get bounced in the first round or something, and people
Green Bay became the very first 7th seed to win a playoff game since they introduced the 7th seed. And of course, it came against the Cowboys. And they just find ways to screw themselves when it matters most. And they're one of those teams, like kind of like Kansas City, but on the flip side, to where the regular season doesn't matter because you know Kansas City's going to come alive in the playoffs.
Right.
For the Cowboys, the regular season doesn't matter because they're going to find a way to collapse when it matters most. I really hope I can see the day where they finally go and get over the hump so that, you know, those people can have like that collective exhale of it's finally over. But man, it's hilarious to watch.
Yeah.
It's hilarious to watch.
I see it, and it's kind of like, damn, like when you have fans, like it's crazy that you could have the most valuable sports franchise on earth and fucking lose that much.
Right.
It's just proof that you don't got to win to be valuable. Like, I don't know. It's weird, man.
Yeah, because there's some people who legitimately, it's like, yo, they can't take all of the L's. And there's other people like, well, you know, we're super marketable. The team's making, you know, money. That's why I think the people in the front office, although they care, they won't care as much because you're still lining your pockets. The fans who spend the money to go to the games, they have, like, I don't think there's any other franchise that probably produces as many man caves as Dallas, because if you were to go on like Instagram and you type in man cave or something, or like football man cave or something like that, Dallas, their fans go all out because I guess they have decent real estate to where you have enough space to where you can do it. Like, it's crazy. I've seen some amazing rooms that they got over there and stuff where people really dive into, you know, their teams. But man, Dallas Cowboys, I really hope this year things can be different for you, but I just don't see that happening. I do not see that happening. And then even NBA season will return after that. I think this is going to be very anticipated for LeBron and Bronny to play together. WNBA will be coming.
You see
to
the thing
close.
where it was like LeBron. He was like, "Oh, what do you want your son to call you like on the basketball court?" And he was like, "Oh, he has to call me 2-3. He has to call me
son. Can't call me
he
father.
Can't call me dad. Imagine like the running, Dad, pass me the ball, Dad."
Yeah, it's
He's like,
crazy.
yo.
Yeah, he said, and he kept saying, "Oh man, you know, he could call me GOAT."
Yeah, he's
Stop
like,
saying
he can call me
that.
GOAT if he wants to.
Yeah, LeBron is pushing this self-imposed GOAT thing. Like, you just,
Hey man, he's the GOAT. Listen,
because I think he has a legitimate argument for it. I think if he wins another championship, you have to really respect it.
if he wins one more, he's for sure the GOAT. But right now, I think he's
I think he has an argument at this point.
the reason everyone that.
Yeah, because he had, like, I think after 2015, between 2015 and 2018.
When he beat the
I
beat the 73-9 Warriors,
right?
I think that's
I don't
when
think anybody can deny, like, oh, we can have a legitimate conversation at this stage for what he was able to accomplish. And the sheer longevity, a lot of people try to use that against him. I think it's very foolish to sit there and be like, oh, well, it's because he played for a very long time. Like, it's easy to play 20 years. Like, it's because he's played for so long. Like, you're the all-time leading scorer, and scoring was not your first,
brought a chip to every
go-to
single
thing.
team he's been on too.
Right, and brought a championship to every single one, brought you to go and actually compete. And I think it's a huge testament to his talents to be this advanced in your career, and we're still looking at you amongst the best players in the league, and wanting and desiring
You look
for
at
you
Team
to lead
USA,
them.
bro. It's like
Right.
he won the MVP for Team USA at damn near 40 years old.
Right.
So-
Although I think it could have went to Curry, but he had a legitimate argument for winning that as well.
Because
So
Curry,
he came alive later on with
Curry,
the whole
last
voting
two
stuff.
games,
Right,
the last two
right.
games, Curry put it on. LeBron,
But collectively, LeBron was.
you get this like
doing what he had to do.
20, 10, and 10 from LeBron every single fucking.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
overall, I think for LA this year is going to be very interesting. I think their window is, I want to say, closing. A lot of people would say it's not even open because you just have to get the right sort of people in there. You always have leverage by
This
the trade
is where
deadline.
it trips me out, right? It's crazy that we have two of the top Team USA. We had Bron and AD both on that team, and they were like strong pieces on that team. We have both those players. We can't fucking make it past the Nuggets every year. But
it's a collective group of being able to be, set up and constructed the right way. So I think it's on their front office to put the right team together.
you
But
see,
the NBA is
D'Angelo
interesting.
Russell was just liking stuff. It's like everyone's talking about Curry, but like let's not forget, D'Angelo Russell has that thing too, and he would like it on Twitter, or he reposted it, and the comments are crazy.
Insecurity going crazy, man. He's trying to see if he could defend and back himself up, but let's call it what it is. I mean, there's too many times in which he came up short.
Yeah.
So it's hard to go and defend yourself.
It's hard. I think when with them, it's LeBron, AD, and a box of scraps.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even a box of scraps. It's just like we have Austin Reeves, we have these guys, but like, I don't know. It's not the same as.
Yeah, they're not the big names that other teams have, and they just have to get more people. That's why I'm kind of excited.
How do we get Steph Curry to LA? That's the question.
I think there was no. Was it LeBron possibly going to Golden State, and then they said Rich Paul had blocked it or something like that, or they could attempt to see if they could get.
But there's no way Bron goes to Golden State now because he's got his son over there.
Yeah. That's not happening. That's not happening.
The Lakers got Bronny just so LeBron could play, so they keep LeBron.
Yeah,
but
I just know they're going to dominate the headlines. I would hope for their sake they can come out the gate a bit better because every single year, I think for like the last 4 years, they've been like middle of the pack halfway through the season. It gets to a point where it's like, and they're constantly, of course, because, it's a big market, so the media is going to push them. But I would just hope that you can actually go and produce rather than every single year it's a bunch of these empty promises that's being put drawn up.
I think the thing is, right, it's like you're relying too much on LeBron. Like, the dude's fucking 40 years old.
Right.
You're relying way too much on him to fucking solve your problems. Like, he can only do so much, you know?
And at least AD, he was healthy last year. So
AD did a great job of, like, his health. I think he found, like, a pocket where he, like, works, but he's not enough.
Right. I agree. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting for the NBA season.
The thing is, like, if we had beat the Nuggets, I think we could have
actually, because I think you could have gotten Dallas, and then playing against Boston. I think just because of the historical significance
LeBron
of
is
that
Boston's father
matchup that's there, and then furthermore knowing that it's now the finals, so you have to take it up a notch. I think it would have been very interesting because on paper, I think Boston was the best team in the league, but knowing that now it's LA, Boston. You have that going on, man.
And
it would have been very interesting
whoever
to watch.
Whoever wins gets the most chips.
Right. I think that would have amplified the play. Not to say that, it's a guarantee foregone conclusion that Boston would lose, but I think that would have been a very nice narrative to watch and see how it played out. But it didn't work out that way. And lastly, WNBA, they're getting ready for their playoffs, and they're doing some good stuff. I will say this much: women's basketball, because some people had like this narrative, nobody cared about women's sports until now. No, nobody cared about women's basketball. People always cared about women's sports, but women's basketball has now started to reach its apex.
I saw
they're killing
a WNBA game, and the seats were actually filled, and they were like this is the impact. It would say like the impact Caitlin Clark has on the game.
Caitlin Clark has brought,
because she did bring eyeballs to it. Like, there's a lot of people. I did see there was a lot of people watching. I also see a lot more like people making fun of Angel Reese, which is so funny to me. Because I guess she it's like, oh, here's how Angel Reese plays, and it's like her like
bunch of layups,
missing it, and then like grabbing the rebound and missing it, and grabbing the rebound and missing and grabbing the rebound.
Because you want to know why there's so much hate that leans her way? It's because when you take a look at how her and Caitlin Clark in college basketball and how it started to grow. They're two completely different kinds of players.
Yeah.
What ended up happening was it was like the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, so it's like the white side, the black side. But what people are missing, like what makes Caitlin Clark so captivating is the style of play.
Yeah.
It's not to say that she's so much better than everybody else. She's fucking pulling from 30, 35. Yep. It's like when Steph Curry started jacking up these threes and making them.
Yeah,
and
I saw
people
a video.
Now, like if you look at the shift in how people are viewing basketball, you want to see somebody who can shoot out the gym. Caitlin Clark can do that. Like if Angel Reese was averaging like 40 down low, because we're seeing A'ja Wilson, she'll go down as the greatest women's basketball player of all time. But ain't nobody want to see over here big fundamentals. Like Tim Duncan was a beast. Who the fuck was talking about? I can't wait to watch that Tim Duncan game.
The big fundamental. So, Kawhi Leonard,
right?
Way.
It's the same thing. Like he's a dog, but he's not. He doesn't have that attractive.
I can't wait to
ability.
see these defensive highlights.
Right,
like
it's not happening. So with Caitlin Clark, you have an opportunity to see somebody who's leading the league in assists, also turnovers as well. But if you go and you watch the games, you see her teammates don't got no hands. There's a reason why they were picking back to back, number one overall. But she's been doing her thing. Angel Reese leading the league, I think, in rebounds or stuff. So both of them will have something to be said down the line. But I will say for Angel Reese, you can't just keep missing all these fucking layups. Like
she has the lowest
it's wild.
field goal percentage from down low. out of like every player. It's like
it's tough. It's tough.
that's why
to
she
watch.
has all those rebounds because she'll like
you
throw
lead
it
the
up,
league in offensive
grab a
rebounds,
board,
but it's a ton of like your own rebound, like because. When people, if you watch the game and understand the game, I think that's why the narrative kind of got a little wild because they had too much people talking about who doesn't understand basketball.
Yeah.
But I get the significance of the both of them. I'll attribute a little bit more of the credit towards Caitlyn than I do Angel, but I do think Angel brought a great deal of casual fans, just like Caitlyn Clark did. I think too often people fall into this, trap hole of the comparison to where now they lose the plot of, hey, this is just an advancement for women's basketball.
But I think the fact that it's competitive also brings an element to it. So.
Right. And as the season's winding down, Caitlyn's like bringing and forcing, her squad into postseason contention further in because they've won like at the time of this taping like 4 or 5 consecutive games. And then unfortunately for the Sky and Angel Reese, they've lost like 4 or 5 consecutive games. So they're falling out while the Fever are pushing a bit more in. But overall, I'm just happy for the state of their game. And I'm hoping that either the Liberty drop a bit or the Fever, you creep up a bit so I can go to the playoff series between New York and Indiana because I was supposed to go to a couple of games, but technicalities I couldn't go. But last year when it was the Aces versus the Liberty in the WNBA Finals, when I was in Vegas, they were in New York. When I was in New York, they were in Vegas, and I freaking missed an opportunity to watch that because I really want to go to like a game of prominence like that. So we'll see. We'll see. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, there's been yet another episode of the Assiduous Podcast. I am the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chisel Adonis. He is a serial entrepreneur, Filipino French tycoon, Renee Licata. This is We Are
Assiduous. You went real quick on that one.
I got to run through.
Individual, the Chisel Adonis.
Because I have
His Filipino tycoon.